welcome to the live video from Beyond Guitar about octaves and the blues. Okay, so here we go. So everybody knows the blues scale, right? Everybody learns the basic pentatonic scale, blues box number 1. Okay, but what can you do with it? So the famous jazz blues guitar player Wes Montgomery, he was known for playing melodies, but using octaves. It would double his sound. It sounded like two people are playing, one low and one high. Okay, so it doubles your sound, you double the notes, and here's how it sounds. Let's go ahead and play it, and then I'll pull up the tabs. All right, so here's the sound. Okay, let's take a look at the tabs now. We'll put the tabs on the screen. All right, and so your first one is a 5/7 with a string skip in between. All right, you're going to need to mute out the string that's in between. How do you do that? You use the pointer finger of your left hand. The tip of your finger is playing fret 5, but the side of your finger, or the bottom part of your finger, can touch the 5th string and mute it out. Okay, so you could even put a little X on there, right? You could put on the tab, see what I mean? You could put an X right there, and that means that that string is getting muted out. All right, so your pick might hit 3 strings, but you're only going to hear 2 notes. Make sure each note's clear. Make sure that note in the middle is completely dead and doesn't ring. So you have a dead string in the center. Okay, now that moves up to 8 and 10. So you can slide it. Okay, then it's the same fingers. Next string, we got 5 and 7. Slide it up to 7 and 9. So far, we're just using the pointer finger and the ring finger. Okay, and then on the next one, darn that B string, you have to reach 1 fret further, so 5 and 8. This time you must use the pinky. Then slide it up. And then finally the same numbers on the last set of strings. And there it is. Okay, now let's see what the next line looks like. It's just the same notes, but in reverse order. Okay, we're going backwards. We're just playing it descending. Okay, the hardest part of learning this, if you're just learning it for the first time, is getting a clean sound without open strings ringing out. So we're doing a lot of muting with the left hand fingers, okay? There's a lot of muting that's happening. I'm basically, let's go ahead and go back to full screen now. So I can show you this as a close-up. Okay, so I'm basically going to put my fingers in position, and then I'm going to hit all 6 strings. How many notes do you hear? Only 2. Okay, so even though I played all the strings, you hear only 2 notes. I just clicked the button so you could hear it on a clean sound. Okay, I hit every single string. String 6 has a note. String 5, nothing. String 4, I've got a note there. String 3, it's muted. String 2, muted. String 1, muted. I can hit all the strings and you get 2 notes. Then you simply slide that. Same story over here. The tip of my finger this time is doing the muting on string 6 there. Okay, now you've got to get the pinky going. Okay, I'm able to mute the 5th string with my pointer finger. And of course, I can mute the 3rd string and the 1st string pretty easily by flattening out my index finger. The only string I'm not muting with my left hand right now is this low E string. So I'm careful not to play it, or I could rest my hand against string 6 so that even if I do hit it, it won't make a sound. So string 6 is getting muted over here. Okay, now how do you use this in a real song? Let's go ahead and pull up the tab again. Alright, and what I've done is on the next line, I have this little kind of blues solo thing. So it goes. Okay, and just like a lot of the jazz players out there, I'm going to go ahead and flip my pickup switch all the way up toward the ceiling. That way I get not so much attack from the pick and a little bit more bass coming from the strings. Okay, I find that a lot of blues and a lot of jazz melodies have syncopation, and so you'll notice that in this particular example that I wrote out with the tab, I start out with 2 notes on the beat, and now I immediately go and I'm playing on the off beats, okay, and that's my syncopation. And then I jump right back into more off beats. And if you're playing with a band, that sounds pretty cool. Okay, now how does it sound if I bring in the sound of the real band? Alright, let's go ahead and bring in our practice track. So I went ahead and made a little practice track, and I'll put the link to it down below. You can practice along. Okay, it's just bass and drums and piano, and it's in the key of A minor, so it fits starting the blues on the 5th fret. Okay, why don't I just start out by playing the scale? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now here comes that riff that we tabbed out. 1, 2, 3, go. 3, 4. Okay, you can play anything you feel like over the top of that practice track. Just improvise, just make something up. Okay, here's a common question. Can you do a bend when you're doing this? Probably bends aren't going to work out so great. Here's why. You'd have to bend both notes, and it's hard to keep them exactly in tune when you're bending them. If they go a little bit out of tune, you can really hear it because we are sounding an octave. And so if I bend and it's just a tiny bit out of tune, ooh, that time I got it mostly in tune. Okay, but anyway, that's a lousy note to bend to anyway. That's an out of key note, so we'll never really bend it far enough to sound like a blues bend that's in key. So probably we won't bend the notes. Could you bend one note and not the other? Ugh, now you're getting even a worse sound because the octave just sounds like it's going out of tune. Okay, so there's not going to be a lot of bending here. But what can we do instead of bending? Why not a slide? So why not slide it? We can all the time slide. Just slide all the time. And now you don't have to worry about doing so many bends. So slides are just more easy for this. There we go. So not so much with the bending, but definitely more sliding. Slide it. Okay, then make a melody. Okay, at first it's hard to blast through it fast. No, that's not easy to get your fingers on for the first time, so you just have to spend a while just going slow. Okay, it's pretty easy to play fast and stay on the same string. But once you start jumping to the next string, it's a little trickier. As long as you're using finger 1 and finger 3 and you just stick with it, you can get through the first couple strings. And then you got to switch it up to the pinky, and that's a little different. So try to get the pinky involved with the last 2 strings. If you're trying to stretch for it, then it becomes very tense. So just use your pinky. Okay, and eventually you'll get pretty fast at playing the whole thing. Okay, so if this is all new to you and that was way too fast, just go more slow, you know, just take your time. It's okay to take your extra fingers that aren't playing and do a little help with the muting. So maybe I want to touch string 6 there because I don't want that string to ring, so I might just go ahead and play and then mute it. You know, it doesn't have to be before I play the note. It could be while I'm playing. I could be strumming and I could reach over and mute that string. So it doesn't have to be at the very initial moment of the note. It could be, go ahead and get started. Now that you got it going, now reach over there and mute that note. There we go. So you can mute along the way as you go. I'm going to reach over and I'm going to mute that string. There we go. And then move on. Alright. Let's keep going. So maybe there are some patterns that you could play. So what if I went 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How about that in octaves? Alright, so you could play all sort of different patterns here. One of the patterns I like to do is I call this the John Petrucci pattern, right? Because John Petrucci plays it where he separates the octaves. He doesn't just hit them together. He instead strikes one note, then the other. He might start on 5. Then he's going to jump to the next string and play 7. going to go to the next string and play 7. Okay, and it just sounds like you're climbing up this big chord, this big power chord, a couple notes at a time. You could play that in a blues solo. It's not super bluesy, but it's just another idea. Most of the time people play the notes together though. Okay, so it's possible to play them separate. Okay, and then another idea is to just get the rhythm going with your pick. Okay, that's less of a solo and more of a rhythm part, but that is definitely something you can do with these octaves. Okay, let's go back to the blues though. Let's talk about the blues. The band is playing an A7 chord, and they're giving you a blues rhythm. Okay, what are you going to do with it? So maybe you could just start out by playing that A chord, and then come up with your first idea. Jump right back to the chord. Okay, now come up with another idea. Maybe start on a high note. And then back to the chord. Get your rhythm going on the A chord, then play solo. Most solos slide in and slide out. Okay, so slide in and slide out. Alright, I'm going to slide in and slide out of my solo. Slide in. Slide out. Okay, practice going from your chord, playing A7 chord, and do a solo. And just keep that going and going and going. Come up with as many ideas as you can. Here we go. Okay, I hope you thought that octave exercise was helpful. If you want to download the tabs, just go ahead and click on the link in the description. And I am Andy from Beyond Guitar. I've got all sort of members only videos that are only $5. So if you join the channel, you get a new video every week. So check that out. And hope you have a happy new year. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. And I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.